Good morning, and welcome back. It's we had a good rain last night, and now it's another kind of gray, wet day. But I was noticing that one of these plants over here, you might already be able to spot it, is due for a little bit of pruning. And it's one that is a little bit contentious, and I wanted to talk about. So right now what we're looking at is the infamous autumn olive. And this is a plant that I did not import, but I found on the side of the road and I transplanted into this spot right here so that I can actively manage it. And with active management, you can actually leverage this plant and reduce its invasive tendencies. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and how we do that. So you can see here, it's starting to bud up for flowers, which means that if we don't want it to fruit, we can just cut these off and it's not a problem, which is fine. But the main reason I put this in here was to use it as a nitrogen fixer. So I'm actually going to come in here and just take a big old chomp. And by taking out a big chunk like that, not only can I use this for cuttings to propagate along my walkways so I can have an easily cuttable and manageable walkway guide, but this is how you release the nitrogen from a nitrogen fixer. So the nitrogen fixers, like members of the pea family and the Eleagnus family, they fix their nitrogen in what's called root nodules. Oh man. And in the root nodules is where they have a symbiotic relationship with nitrogen fixing bacteria. And to release that nitrogen into the soil for other plants, you have to cut them back, and the roots will die back proportionately. And then the roots that have nitrogen fixing bacteria in their nodules, those nodules will break and the nitrogen will slowly be released as the roots decay into the soil. So this is actually how you can leverage a nitrogen fixer. Just planting it doesn't really do much for any other plant other than itself. So we're going to trim this up probably all the way back here. Oh man. Look at all that material. So what I'm actually releasing the nitrogen to is going to be these ferns. These are bracken and eagle ferns, I believe. But also, here it is. This right here is a Northern Pecan. And it is definitely close enough to the autumn olive here to benefit from releasing some of this nitrogen. And also this is going to release some sunlight. The south is this way, so by cutting back the canopy of that autumn olive, we'll get a little bit more sun in here. And I think I'm going to leave this kind of crowded up here to help encourage this pecan to grow upwards right now. You can see some wood sorrel back there too. But all this dock, I think, is doing a good job of protecting the soil from direct sunlight and from the chickens getting in here. So I'm actually going to leave all this and just focus on the autumn olive right now. And you can see there's still plenty of left. We've got a rhododendron right in the back here, which has kind of similar looking leaves, but we can easily just pull this out and figure out what's going on. But yeah, by doing these heavy cuttings on these typically considered invasive plants, we can leverage them, we can use them, and we don't have to, like, this is a no poison approach. You can see this is getting pretty fat in here too. To take out this trunk, I'll need to come in here with a saw, but I'm pretty sure I could cut this all the way back to like here and it would still leaf out again. But using these types of plants in a space that has poor soil quality is a really great way to level up your soil quickly, as long as you're managing it correctly. So as long as you take an active management approach to these plants, they can be used really effectively. If you're trying to design a food system or a food forest or a garden and you want more of a hands-off approach, please stay away from stuff like this. This is not your friend if you're just looking to set and forget. Because without active management, these flowers here would bud out and they would have fruit, which I haven't tasted the fruit of this one. I might actually leave maybe just this one bunch of flowers so I can try the fruit. But letting it fruit out is how it typically spreads. The birds will eat the fruit and poop the seeds out, and they can spread into the woods. So it's pretty risky. If I leave this on, I'll probably put a bag over it or something. So, or like a paint strainer, I think would work well to keep the birds from eating the fruit, and then that would give me a chance to taste it and see if it's actually something I'm interested in eating. Because if it is, that would be another great benefit to having this plant around. But once again, just safe approach, safety first. You can just cut these off and manage this as an herbaceous plant and not a fruiting plant. And you can enrich your soil. Like, look at all of that. We're gonna do another cut right here. You can see that's a whole pile of autumn olive that I can cut, and I can cut this back into cuttings like this. If I just pull some of these leaves off and stick this stick in the ground, I have pretty high confidence that this will root out and we'll get more autumn olive. But once again, we have to catalog and remember everywhere that we put this so that we can be sure we're managing it actively and not letting it run rampant, because that's how problems happen. So again, active management of invasive species can be a good thing in the food forest. But if you're looking for a passive income stream type deal with some of these invasives, it's really not worth it. But once again, all you need is 20 minutes per plant, maybe. I mean, this has been 7 minutes, so 7 to 10 minutes per plant, as long as it's already a reasonable size. I'm thinking about maybe leaving that. Yeah, might as well. We can always cut back more later. And this will release a bunch of nitrogen. This will enrich my ferns. This will enrich my pecan. And then hopefully we'll get some big pecan nuts coming off of that sometime soon. Yeah, almost done here. Another trim. Go back a little further here. Take this whole thing. There we go. And this is much more how it looked when I transplanted it out of the edge of the road. I found this in between the road and my garage, just as a single plant, but it spread there somehow. So by moving it, I can manage it. I don't have to kill it, and it's hopefully not going to spread anymore if I manage it correctly. But yeah, it's a good plant. It's a nice ally to have in this space. And if you have some time and some space and a willingness to learn about these plants, I think they make a really, really good asset in a food forest. But yeah, I gotta go do some bittersweet next. It's a nice chicken over there. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great day.